Okay, we are live. Welcome to Seattle. It's the semifinal Frozen Tundra 2020. Cincinnati versus Seattle. I think we have the right game number and all that here. Just came across a minute or two ago. But we don't see a game yet. There it goes. All right. We have not missed the kickoff. Cincinnati will get the ball first. And it's touchback. Start us off. Here come the Bengals. Phillip Rivers at quarterback. A couple of guys we'll see in the backfield. Dobbins back there right now. This team has been running too tight set for a couple years. Sticks with it here with Fan Nerds. Pretty much the same two that were there last year, if I recall correctly. 3-4 look for Seattle. Can't blitz on this first down in Frozen Tundra. Seattle, the only one of the semifinalists left without a good D. Seattle's average against the run and good against the pass. Short pass is to a double-teamed Devontae Adams on first down. Incomplete on Adams' double-teamed receiver card. Almost makes one of those rare catches when double-teamed. 2nd and 10. Cincinnati coming off a win last week in dramatic fashion over Portland. Welcome, Duke.
Is he here? Is the Duke here?
The Duke is here.
All right.
I haven't. All right, we're picking it up now. 14:06 left. First quarter. Cincinnati has the ball first. And they're at their own 45, 1st and 10 after a 20-yard reception by Julian Edelman, a 6 white die. Another 6 white die. Gives him a 10-yard gain into Seattle territory after the 45. How are you doing today, Duke?
I am doing great. Fantastic.
Glad to hear that.
This ought to be a good game. If you notice, these playoffs now have boiled down to the 1, 2, 3, and 4 teams.
That's right. It's gone chalk all the way. And just take a note that Seattle's the only one left without a good rated defensive unit. The run defense is rated average. Pass is good, and that's the most important, your pass rating. 2nd and 9 now after a 1-yard dreaded 5 for Dobbins.
Sort of.
Dobbins stays in the backfield on the 2nd and 9. Seattle's defense off tackle to Dobbins gets only 3 yards, missing the mark guessed wrong on his card.
There's some powerhouse offensive cards there on that Cincinnati team.
And Dobbins is certainly one of them. Rivers gets the job done, sort of a Minshew type. And then there's Adams and Edelman. Rivers can throw in all 3 zones, but best flat and short. 3rd and 6 here from the Seattle 41-yard line. Short pass Edelman. He is not double-teamed. Rivers throws, and it is complete for 14 on Edelman's card. 3 men in zone. The 11 comes up on the good D. It's a receiver rating. And Edelman, who's a very good receiver with only 20-some catches in the season, nonetheless has a really good card and does not have to worry about overuse or anything like that and can just sort of use them up and gets them there for a big conversion. 1st and 10 to the Seattle 27. The Seattle D, both these Ds come in high rank, but the Cincinnati D certainly seems to have an edge. Even though they're both top 5, top 10 in so many categories, Seattle lagged behind in interceptions caught, despite the good pass D, finished 18th with just 8 interceptions.
Very similar to your defense with a 6 free safety and a 6 right cornerback.
Mm-hmm. A little better, though, at strong safety and left corner. Here's a flat pass to Noah Fant, incomplete on Fant's card, 2nd and 10. The other area where Seattle struggled is on the run defense, where they are rated average. They were 21st in yards per rush against at 5.2 yards per carry.
Do you think when you assess the overall defense that average per carry is more important or the total yards given up?
Well, it's you got to take the whole picture, right? I mean, to do a good job of analysis, you got to take a look. Well, were these teams calling pass a lot, right? So he was sort of willing to give up the run yards, right? Is that like an acceptable loss for Seattle? Now he brings up a 3rd and 4.
Yeah, exactly. So when you look at the numbers, you got to sort of try to discern if you're scouting what really was the derivation of those numbers. But that's exactly the way I thought. It's neither one of those numbers is very definitive, is it?
It isn't. This week I took a look at a new stat. Here's a line buck to Aaron Jones on this 3rd and 4, loses 2. Will set up a field goal attempt for Bucker from 23, where he's not among the best in the set. It's no good. He misses it. He's 2 through 7, 12, and shanks it there.
That's
a nice
not good from the 23, is it?
Not at all. Not at all.
Hey, let's hear that new stat, Anthony. You always come up with some off the wall stats.
Just looking at total gross calls. How many times, not guessed right or guessed wrong, as a defensive coach, how many times did you guess right? How many times did you guess pass? And what's interesting is all 4 teams left in the semis are at the bottom of the total guessed run calls and at the top of the total guessed pass calls. Seattle starts 4 wide. That's one of the few things the 4 of us have in common.
That is interesting because I seem to think you call a decent amount of run, and I think Dennis does too. I don't know much about Justin.
Well, Dennis typically does, but not this year. See if I have it up someplace here.
That is interesting because I wouldn't project that.
2nd and 4 now. Here it is. Total run called, total pass called. So total runs called, Seattle was 21st in the league, and also 20% in percentage basis, just 20% of the time. 3rd and 4 now. You were last place, and I was second to last in both those.
And we match up tomorrow.
Have not crossed midfield. So at their own 36 is Seattle. They're taking over on the missed
3rd and 4 is going to stay with the 4 wides. Interesting.
And Cincinnati's been staying with this 4-3-D. So what that does is it takes away any flat pass double teaming at all. You just can't do it. And there's a flat pass to Hardman. It's certainly if you throw a look-in pass incomplete on Hardman's card, throw a look-in pass, you're guaranteed 1 man in zone because the middle linebacker can't move over. Can't get any support from the free safety. The punt goes back to the 50. CeeDee Lamb goes 50 yards to the 14. CeeDee Lamb from his own 14 on the return, and he calls for a fair catch.
On the Lamb.
Kind of fumbled a little bit, but held on to it after a little bobble. 1st and 10. Now from that 14-yard line. 2nd possession for Cincinnati. Again with Dobbins in the backfield. Let's take a quick look at how Cincinnati ran the ball last week. Aaron Jones ended up leading in carries with 18. So we haven't seen Jones yet. Let's see if we see him here on this 2nd possession. We do not. Dobbins remains in the game.
You're not in spring fever, are you, Anthony?
I am not.
Okay. We have a draft coming up Saturday. I might have a few questions for you.
All right, send it my way. Short gain. There's Dobbins, 15 yards. You can ask him here if you want, but the whole world has to hear it.
No. I don't want to hear the whole world hear the expert opinion. Come on. I happen to know you personally, so I'm going to take advantage of that.
What pick do you have?
Bottom of the first round, but it's still there's a either or couple of players that would be helpful. This gets your opinion.
Mm-hmm. Dobbins with a better start on this drive. 2 carries, both over 10 yards, out to the 41. 1st and 10. So Dobbins eating up some carries here. Now Jones makes that appearance.
Yeah, but he's got Jones to come in there. I mean, it's a healthy contingent of running backs.
Jones with that funky card, looking pass to Jones. Guessed wrong. 2 men there, though. Incomplete on the defensive card. So Jones has that weird card with that -3 and the -6 guessed wrong and run.
Yeah, wow.
But has that nice off tackle column. So you're running them off tackle unless it's the end of the half. And you're looking for that home run ball.
My recollection is Justin is a very good coach.
This is Justin's second year in a row at least. I've been calling these playoffs now for the second year, so I don't remember 3 years ago, but he went deep last year as well with a different quarterback. Don't think he had Rivers last year. Looking past Fant, 2 men again in zone, and again to the defensive card. Just a yard this time, 3rd and 9. Going to need a long 3rd down conversion to bail out this drive that had a promising start. Cincinnati is one of the more conservative offenses out there. We talked about this on the postgame show a couple days ago. Last in long pass attempts at 11 the entire season. 3rd and 9 now.
He plays a standard set at 3rd and 9, so that's conservative in itself.
Seattle goes with the 3-3-5. Good line. Loaded with 6 on the left-hand side. Short pass, Fant. He's not double teamed. There's 3 men there. Since Seattle taking advantage of the ability of that second safety to roam around. And it's a long gain of 31 yards. Harrison Smith, a 5, cannot step up to the 6 white die. So it's a big 3rd down conversion to the Seattle 27. Seattle kind of lucky just to limit to a 31-yard gain there, Duke.
Yeah, but unlucky to have a 6 roll against a 5.
Worth noting here, we're not actually in Seattle. These are all neutral site games. You can see that long gain neutral column popped up. Cincinnati fairly balanced.
Oh, look at that. He threw a look-in pass in the last twice he got burned on that middle of the field. Interesting cat and mouse here.
Yeah, that time it works out. 1st and 10 now to Seattle 16. First trip into the red zone.
You'd think you'd be a little reluctant to throw a look-in after you just got 2 men in zone twice on the drive.
Goes right back to it, gets his yards, looking past the Edelman. He's doubled up, plus 2 men in zone.
Okay, 3 out of 4 in favor of Dennis.
So Cincinnati finished 22nd in red zone offense. So this has been an Achilles heel for the squad. And Dennis is calling these zones really well.
2 men in the look-in zone. Very interesting.
Flat pass, Edelman. 1 man there. Guessed right. Gets 7 yards, so a nice healthy gain. 3rd and 3 now from the 9. Flat pass closes down as an option.
Okay, let's see what kind of set that Cincinnati goes into. There's a standard set with Dobbins and the 2 tight ends.
And Dobbins is not your best right runner. Comes in this short yardage situation. So I'm looking to catch a guessed wrong either way here. No blitz from Dennis. Short pass, Adams. He's double teamed. And the throw is complete on the double team receiver.
A double teamed card. Oh, my.
So that rare reception, he almost had one on the first drive, comes up with it here, Duke. You don't see it often.
No, and for a touchdown, too? Wow.
So 7-0 Cincy. Here is Hardman from 3 yards deep.
Now, Dennis has to fight the thought that, because he called a good series there, and Justin marched down the field and then got a double team touchdown. You got to fight that feeling that maybe this is not my day. And of course, Dennis Dennis won't have any problem with that mentality. He's not gonna think that at all. But a lot of coaches do.
Mm-hmm. Mental game is important. There's going to be an 8-yard gain on first down to Gabriel Davis. 2nd and 2. Seattle loves to run the ball. Led the league in rushing attempts. Second to last in pass attempts. And, they don't have an all-star cast at running back. Here's Mike Davis on capable card. No different than Wilson. Capable card. Can definitely do damage. Looking past. The 6 is there, but 7 yards still gained and a first down for Seattle up to the 40.
Sometimes Dennis takes advantage of that and will use a player that doesn't look like he's got a great card, but because that he realizes that the defenses will minimize. I believe he got a lot of yardage. There's a short game out of Jeff Wilson. I think he got over 1,000 yards with a card that didn't look that good.
Yeah. Seattle pieced it together, and I think Wilson led the way. I'll try to put the stats up here for Seattle. Who got all those carries? Jeff Wilson, 1,461 yards.
Look at that, 6.2 average. Jeff Wilson. Good gosh.
And we had an interception while we were gone. 1st and 10 now for Cincy. It went to Wilson's card, guessed right, 2 through 4 split. Picked it off and almost ran it back.
Wow.
So we didn't see what the split roll was, but I guess we can find right here 3. So guessed wrong. That would have been, that would have been a pick. Okay. And almost another interception on a flat pass. Guessed wrong this time on Rivers' card. And turns out to be a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6. So Seattle getting stymied early. Can Cincy cash in on this turnover? Jones in the backfield.
I would expect to see Dennis get aggressive here.
Guestron gets 3 yards, 3rd and 3. Talked about Cincy's balanced offense. They did a good job of running guessed wrong. Excuse me. They did a poor job of running guessed wrong. Nobody was guessed right more than Cincy. 42% of the runs guessed right. But second, right behind you, Duke, in guessed wrong passing, looking past the Fant. So both these teams' quarterbacks weren't particularly different units were not respected by the opposing defenses. In this case, Cincy's quarterback Rivers was left to throw guessed wrong often, and I don't know that people don't respect Russell Wilson. I think they do, but they just know after a first down here on up to the Seattle 32, they just know that Seattle likes to run the ball, and I think by sheer volume of running, Seattle draws the run calls from its defensive opponent.
That's interesting. I always think that Dennis sort of sneaks the run in. Maybe it is common knowledge, but he runs the ball much more than almost anybody in the leagues he plays in.
2nd and 10 now, yeah. And
that is common knowledge, though. Yeah. I didn't think so.
He was 20th in guessed right running on the offensive side, meaning 20th worst. 37% of his runs were guessed right, flat pass Edelman. And like we said, these were not the most notable backs. And you're certainly taking a chance running with Wilson guessed right. I played against Dennis and Jeff Wilson earlier today. I think he fumbled twice guessed right. I think. He's a high fumble.
Wilson is?
Yeah.
Small hands.
I guess so. He took over for Breda for being the fumbler in that backfield. 3rd and 4 now from the 26. Dobbins in, and he'll get 7 yards. And a first down converted back into the red zone is Cincinnati. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Dobbins not a great fumble either. Guessed wrong at 8.0, but not that bad. Too tight setup with Jones behind. Pretty much seeing the same formation over and over again by Cincy with just a switch of the halfback. This time Jones gets the ball, guessed wrong. Linebuck. And it's a 75-yard run. That'll count for 19.
Jeez.
And it's 13-0 Cincy. This has a eerie feeling that will take you back to last week's game where Cincy was on the other side getting beat up early, jumping out to a deficit, and now they are jumping out to the lead.
And I don't see anything particularly wrong with Dennis's defense. It's just that he's been hurt with various roles. So it's been fairly balanced, though.
Yeah. I think, well, the interception certainly would tip the scales, I imagine.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
Yeah.
You go forward on a drive there without the interception, it's a even ball game.
Flat pass Davis, one man there. It's a 0. And 6 white dice shows up, so 9 yards. 2nd and 1. Pro set with Yanovich and Wilson. So there is Wilson. Ingram at tight end.
Yard Wilson.
Off tackle Wilson. Short gain, 15 yards. We'll get a better look at his fumble here. Confirm. Yeah, 9.2 guessed wrong. So elevated fumble. 1st and 10 up to the 47.
Is that good or bad?
That is elevated. It's not horrendous. It's not, U-stick level, but it's elevated. So min would be 3.0 out of 1,000. Madison, guessed right, no gain. 6.0 is your min guessed right, and that's what Madison is. He's at min fumbles.
Okay.
So it's the 6 when this 1,000 die rolls right here. And if that 1,000 die roll is 6 or under, then he would have fumbled. 6.0 or under, he would have fumbled. But 493 came up on the 1,000 die, so he didn't fumble.
Wow, okay.
2nd and 10. And same thing is true here for the snap fumble of Russell Wilson, who's only at 1.0. 4 yards on 2nd down. Brings up a 3rd and 6 into Cincinnati territory. Dennis down 14. We'll all assume he's thinking 2 downs.
Yeah, he generally does when he gets into your territory.
Mike Davis in this situation. He caught 59 balls.
Wow.
In real life. Yeah.
That might be a good time to throw to him with is the 0 on him or the 4?
The 4, but that's still one of the better values out there. Gabriel Davis has a 4 as well. But you might see him run for a few yards here. No, flat pass Jones as the middle linebacker was shadowing. And it's another interception.
Oh.
This time on the defensive card. Tre'Davious White has a chance to return it a long way. He goes only 4 yards, again gets the 8 roll on the interception return when the touchdown's on 9.
Had a lot of touchdown chances there.
And Cincinnati has a chance to jump out to a 3-score lead here. They start with the ball just past midfield. Here is Aaron Jones. Looking pass. 2 men there. Guessed wrong. It goes to the defender's card. Again, incomplete.
4th time and 5 times he's hit that 2-man in zone when he put two guys there.
And Dennis is known for leaving his zones a bit empty in the flats.
Well, he's not leaving that look-in zone open.
Not today. They've been fully covered.
Now, what are the odds of Justin or throwing a look-in pass now on 2nd and 10?
Linebuck, nobody home. Other zones covered. Not that one. 6 yards right in between some big gains. So 3rd and 4. Seattle has a chance here at the 42-yard line to get a 3 and out.
Critical down for Seattle. Critical.
Jones in the ball game. believe he can
Goes
handle
to
his
Jones a
running.
lot too, doesn't he?
Yeah, sure does. Jones led the carries for Cincinnati in the first round against Portland, not Dobbins. Linebuck Jones guessed right, man. There,
I was going to guess that he guessed run.
Ryan Kelly makes the block, and he comes up big. That 7 roll on that linebuck. A lot of good centers out there like this 6 can do the job, and he gets the job done there. Huge conversion.
It was a huge conversion. That was us. That could have really helped Dennis keep this game close.
Off tackle, Dobbins guessed correctly. 2-yard loss. So that pushes him back into the long field goal range again. Bucker, not much of an upgrade from his long field goal range to his 40-yard field goal range. So different than most kickers in that way. 2nd and 12. He has an extended range as well. Linebuck Jones guessed wrong. No gain, not 75 yards this time. Dreaded 5. So 3rd and 12. What are you doing here? Are you thinking about field goal range? Bucker doesn't give you much of an upgrade, Duke.
Yeah, that's tenuous at base. Standard set. Well, I think he runs an end run with Jones.
I think there's a good chance of something like that. I'm kind of with you there. No 12-yard. Well, you got under 10, you can get 13 on Rivers' card. I mean, he's got some chances, but not in the middle of his card.
Yeah,
10 to 11 yards.
Up 14-0. I don't think he's going to risk it. A flat pass, Jones.
Looking for the 6 white die.
Interesting call.
Gets the 6 white die. Gets 15 yards. First down.
Good grief.
That's a backbreaker.
That is a killer. That is a killer. Wow. 3rd and 12.
1st and 10 now into the red zone. Cincy talked about the red zone problems in the regular season. Well, 14 points on 14 possible so far today. A mint 100%. Flat pass Fant. One man there guessed right. And TJ Watt barely makes the play, but he does.
And Dennis had 2 men in the look-in zone again.
Sure did.
Something's going on there. Dennis detected something about the tendencies of Cincinnati, and he's blocking that look-in zone like crazy.
Sure is. You can check that in a second. I don't have it right up on top.
Yeah, there's got to be something that he detected, and Justin's not exactly stopping. Well, now he did throw the flat.
7 yards, so sets up a 3rd and 3. Let's quickly go to Philadelphia. We'll take a look here at their ranks. In total look-in passes, they rank 2nd in the league in total look-in passes thrown. So there you go.
Who was that Philadelphia coach?
Oh, was that Philadelphia I went up to? Oh, yeah. That's Philadelphia. Sorry, that's you. Cincinnati.
Yeah, look at Cincinnati.
7th. Flat 22nd. I definitely preferred the look-in. 3rd and 3. Flat pass. Fant guessed wrong this time. Should convert and does. 11 yards down to the 1. Cincinnati a yard away from taking a 20-0 lead.
Okay, I think Dennis has the key here. You cannot. You got to go all out. Try to stop somehow, and I would key Jones.
Yeah, and he gets it. Not keyed. Guessed right. Center is called upon. Touchdown. 20-0. How surprised are you, Duke?
Shocked. Absolutely shocked. Like I said, I don't see anything dramatically innovative about Cincinnati or poor coaching on Seattle, but it's a blowout.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think that it's not that Seattle's like playing too conservative on defense or too aggressive. You see some very successful double teams, as you've been talking about, the 2 men in zone look and pass come up multiple times. So, guessing right frequently enough, but, not every time, but frequently enough.
Well, I think the 2 interceptions are just so they just were both converted into touchdowns. So that is a dramatic difference. So to get back in this game, I think turnabout is fair play, and Dennis is due for a turnover.
And he gets an opportunity here because he's guaranteed one man in the long pass zone here, and a 3 wide against a 4-3.
Who gets the kickoff in the second half?
Seattle, I believe. We'll take double check. Yeah, Seattle.
Okay.
Long pass, Davis, one man back. Guessed right. Lots of opportunities for a sack, but gets the long gain, 71 yards.
Whoa.
He's going to be 4 yards short, I think. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking touchdown here, get the ball in the second half. You're back in it, Dennis.
And just 4 yards away from step one of Duke's plan being checked off. Ingram and Davis matched up with Yanovich in the full house.
Go to Ingram.
Off tackle Ingram gets the yard. Which Ingram were you talking about? The tight end or the halfback?
The halfback.
Aha. Just cover your bases.
Thank you.
2nd and 3, no blitz being shown in this 4-3 set. Since he had a good amount of sacks, and they certainly had some advantages. Instead, it's a run. It's guessed right, but Ingram has a 6 yard on 10, which gets him across the goal line, 21-6. Quick strike back for Seattle. Sly is good, 21-7.
Ideal scenario for a comeback.
Boston
now you get your turnover that you're due, and you get the ball in the second half, and by the 6 minutes into the third quarter, we got a tie game.
Mm-hmm. Well, has to do some defensive work here. 3-minute offense is always a fun one to run. Defense is under pressure.
Yeah.
2 minutes a little bit more difficult. 4 minutes, the opposing side has too much of a chance to get the ball back. 3 minutes is just right. Maybe 3:20, somewhere in there.
I'm sure Cincinnati's thinking about running out the clock and maybe getting a field goal before half.
That would be ideal.
I think that's the mentality, up 21-7 with 3 minutes to play in the first half.
And Ron Dobbins guessed right. Could see a loss here on Dobbins' card.
Could be.
But it goes to his card. He finds a short gain
for
for 16 yards.
It's
-7, -8, -7, -6, -5.
And short gain on 4. Oh.
That's the 7th run today from Dobbins. So he's well used.
He's got 15 left.
Jones has 15 left.
Oh, Jones.
Dobbins has less than that. Not sure the exact number. End run, guess wrong. Big gainer possible. On 9, you have a long gain. Goes to the defensive card, though. Loses a yard. 2nd and 11. That's an exciting end run wrong card. You see a few long gains on 9 guessed wrong this year. This is one of them. And then we talked about those losses guessed wrong as well.
Yeah.
2:06 left. 2nd and 11. Important series of downs, because if you can't get past this series of downs, then Seattle will have a chance to score.
Dennis is blitzing here.
Yes. Seattle 2nd in the league.
He might still call a run, but he calls a pass. There's that look-in pass again. Only 2.
And we go to the warning, and we have a 3rd and 9. Huge play here. Incomplete pass. Seattle have lots of time to get some points.
Yep.
Before the half, depending on how successful the punt is.
Not crucial again, but a big play here.
Hurts up against the 4. Fant against the 5. Short pass. Edelman, he's not double teamed. 3 men in zone. Opportunity incomplete. So with 152, Seattle has a shot. Back to the 10. Jakeem Grant. Fair catch with a very good opportunity for yards. Disappointing.
Wow, 21 on 6 and a touchdown on 2.
So back from the 10, probably won't deter Seattle too much, a little bit, and how conservative they run here. Because since he does have all 3 timeouts,
since he's going to play a 4-3,
they've been doing it all game. They stay with it here.
I think he might try a bomb somewhere in these plays, not right away.
Flat pass Wilson, short gain, 18 yards. And 3 means he stayed inbounds. 3 white dice. So Seattle have to think about things here at their 28. What to do? We see the options.
That helped the cause, though, to get out from the shadow of the goalposts.
Mm-hmm. Let's it go in down to 122. So, yeah, unlikely since he has any chance to get the ball back and get some points. Unlikely. Well, end run Wilson, short gain, 12 yards, and he's out of bounds this time, up to the 40-yard line. So Seattle now starting to feel opportunistic about field goal possibilities. Let's take a look at the kicking situation.
I think there's going to be a bomb thrown in the next 2 plays by Seattle. One of the next 2 plays, probably the one after this. I think one more dink and then a bomb.
It's a good bet facing this 4-3.
Yeah, that 4-3 with a 4-free safety is awful inviting. I can't see Dennis not taking a shot somewhere very soon.
Flat pass Wilson guessed right. Linebacker in zone cannot make that play. 5 yards, can't get out of bounds.
Okay, here it is. This is my call. Let's see, and I think it will be to Godwin.
Duke predicting the long one to Godwin up against the 5.
Yep, that's what I'm predicting.
Seattle preserves timeouts, goes hurry up here with 52 seconds left. End run, guessed right.
I am so wrong.
Leonard Williams causes a 4-yard loss, got out of bounds, but pushes him back to the 41. So a little more challenging for Seattle, but not any reason to give up hope. The biggest problem you have is Sly's not good deep. You got to get to the 32 before your odds.
Well, he comes up with a 3-3-5.
Mm-hmm. Might be the first time we've seen the 3-3-5 today from Cincy. Short pass. Wilson, 4-man in zone, guessed right. Almost intercepted.
Oh, that was dodged the one there.
4th and 9, 37 seconds. Back to the 47-yard punt. Lamb from the 12. Gets 5 yards. So from the 17 with 30 seconds, Cincinnati last week kneeled in this situation, down a lot of points. They're up here, so I'm guessing we're going to see a kneel.
And he's got some home run hitters in the backfield.
But Dobbins is in here with just 8 carries left. Probably not the time to use them.
Right. I thought Jones would be there looking for that long gain on 9.
And there is the knee.
Oh, he takes a knee.
Boy, and it's a key by Seattle. I'm guessing runs, opportunities.
Yeah,
there.
that was pretty dramatic. Right? You're right.
So, does that give Cincinnati any second thoughts?
No.
It does not. Defense took a timeout last time, searching for that take a knee fumble. No timeouts left now.
No, this is not hard to predict here.
Yet Seattle took the TOs. I'm with you. There's that knee. And that'll end the half. 21-7. Cincinnati takes the lead into the locker room. We go straight into the second half. Hello, no discussion, no nothing. And Seattle takes the touchback.
That's interesting.
So efficient gameplay here. Although not the fastest half. 43 minutes, roughly, for the first half. And it's an important drive for Seattle. Trying to set the tone here. End run Wilson guessed right, but gets 12 yards anyway. So the defense stymied. Seattle probably feels they're owed a few of those. 1st and 10 up to the 37. Madison checks in. Madison has a nice card. Let's take a quick look at it. 20 yards there on 6. Off tackle wrong. Nice end run wrong. Short pass Jones. 3 men in zone guessed right. And he's flushed. 7 yards on the flush. You can see those good opportunities when Zadarius Smith comes in against that 4 center. Looking more at Madison's card. Yeah, off tackle's probably where it's at. His longest gain is only 25. 2nd and 3. Strength not in the home runs, but in the doubles that he'll hit. Off tackle, Ingram. Leonard Williams makes the play. We'll set up a 3rd down from the 44. Wouldn't it be interesting if Seattle faced a 4th down here? Let's see if we get there.
That would be a tad interesting.
It's long pass. Guessed right. Nobody home. Max Williams is not going to get a flush. Opportunity to catch a ball. Ingram catches it. Not the best receiver, but gets 7 yards. And a 1st down is converted for Seattle up to the Cincinnati 49. Seattle likes to go for it on 4th down, as we all know. 4th in the league this year. First was Phoenix with 56. Seattle went 45 times. Our Commissioner Gary was only 10 4th down attempts. Flat pass to Ingram. 14 yards. Finds the highest reading on his card. And Seattle's on the move.
Indeed, they are. And like you said, important drive, and it's off to a great start.
Too tight. Max Williams stays in the game. Matched up against that 4. Flat pass Wilson. 10 yards on the 6 white die. Down to the Cincinnati 25. On the march. Cincinnati 4th in red zone D, though we're not quite in the red zone yet. Flat pass Wilson guessed wrong opportunity. Gets a short gain, 16 yards. Now we're certainly in the red zone. Down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal, Seattle. And this 21-0 lead.
How much does Seattle run inside the 10?
I don't have their first 1 through 9 up in front of me tendency. I would guess quite high. But he's back at the 9-yard line. Changes things a bit.
Wilson's still in there.
Short pass Wilson. 4 men in zone. Guessed right. Lots of blitzers coming. Wilson scrambles the other Wilson for 4 yards. And the Denver Bronco makes it 2nd and goal at the Cincinnati 5.
That could have very easily scrambled into the end zone.
Just missed. Oh, an interception split incomplete. Guessed wrong interception split. Guessed right wouldn't have had it either.
Right?
Oh, he would have. Oh, 2 through 6. 2 through 6, 12. Would have.
Oh, wow.
Would have turned it over. That's quite the leap there from 2 up to 2 through 6, 12.
Yeah.
So 3rd and goal from the 5. So the pass rush opportunities are there.
Well, I think Dennis
He's
will
going to
run
run.
it.
Yeah, he's going to run it. Yeah,
He's going to run it. I'm saying end run Davis.
Yeah. I'm just guessing run and making sure I'm covered. I don't know if I'd leave 3 men in that zone, though, so I have to make some decisions about what to leave uncovered. Short pass, so Dennis crosses everybody up. 4 men in zone, though. And the defender makes the play. A big stop there, guessed wrong. 4th and goal from the 5. Decision time. It's a field goal attempt.
Yeah, you got to kick this one.
Yeah, from 5 yards out. It is good. And it's 21-10 Cincinnati leads Seattle.
Score game now.
That's a pretty significant moral victory there for Cincy.
Yes, it was.
It's you're sort of held serve. You didn't win. You didn't get a break, but you held serve. So that's you'll take that. Off tackle, Dobbins guessed right yet again. Whose card? Defensive card. Still, Kenny Clark makes the play. No gain, 2nd and 10. 8:42 left, third quarter. Cincinnati's first possession of this second half. Dobbins stays in the game with 7 carries left, I believe, to fatigue. He's been running guessed right a lot today. Off tackle, guessed wrong this time. Opportunity for Dobbins. Can he find the offensive card? He cannot, but the tackle gets him a block for an 8-yard gain. He'll take that. 3rd and 2. Seattle going to try to get the ball back. Let's take a look at how many risks the Cincy team took on 4th down. 18th in the league in 4th down attempts. Sort of fits their overall conservative mold that you see from them. Line buck guessed right. A 1-man is there. Will it go to the center again? It does not. Offensive card lost at 2, 4th and 4. And Seattle will get the ball right back at this midway point of the third quarter. Here's Jakeem Grant. Chance for yards. 21 of them. Brings it up to the 42-yard line. Seattle starting off with good field position.
Good early momentum in the second half for Seattle.
Yeah, I think that's the word. That was the word on my mind too, Duke.
Yeah.
That 3 and out. Boy.
And that does translate to the computer game as it does in real life. There's a momentum that seems to always be a part of the game.
Sure does. Especially calling defense. It affects you. So a 53% chance of a sack. Falls on the 85 on the white die. He's flushed. A short gain on Wilson's card. It goes for 15 the other way. 1st and 10 for Seattle up to the Cincinnati 43. One of those times where Cincy did everything, even got the role that they wanted for the most part. But not enough. Guessed wrong, Wilson. Looking for a block. Gets it. Gabe Jackson just a 4, but the 4 white die means 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Sticking with too tight with Williams. Let's take a closer look at Williams, who's getting more snaps here.
Well, he's a monster blocker.
Yeah.
That's important in your run game.
Flat pass, Wilson, just 4, but that's enough for a first down. Up to the 33-yard line. 5:24 left, third quarter. It's coming toward crunch time. Since he has not done much on offense in a while, asking the defense to do a lot here. Flat pass, Williams, 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Defense needs to find a sack. Or maybe force a Wilson fumble. 2nd and 4. That would be Jeff Wilson, most likely. Flat pass, Max Williams. 1 man there. Loaded up the other zone. Again, the 3 shows up down to the 11-yard line. Boy, that 3, if it showed up on the defensive card that much, well, it already did actually. So we're seeing a lot of 3s today.
It cuts both ways.
1st and 10 from the 11. Mark Ingram checks in the backfield. Flat pass open to him here on the 11-yard line. Important to keep those linebackers back. Short pass Williams. Still a pass rush is there. Does he get the sack? No. Incomplete. Blank on the D-die. The receiver roll comes out. Max Williams. We saw his card before. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
There, I thought he was in there for blocking. What do I know?
Does Cincy show blitz here? With that good pass rush.
He's not very aggressive, Cincinnati's.
Indeed. Yeah, does not call it, and that's fine. I mean, there's nothing. I wasn't really advocating. I was more curious. 2nd and 10. You can make a case either way. 0 linebacker there looms. But Dennis has been attacking Chin more than he has Smith. Jeff Wilson now in, replaces Ingram. End run to Wilson. Guessed wrong. Nobody home, 8 yards. Down to the 3. We set up a 3rd and 2 from the 3-yard line. So 2 plays or not 2 plays. A field goal gets you within 1 score technically. Everett in the backfield with Davis and Ingram. Ingram at tight end. Short pass. Everett guessed wrong. Just 3 men there. Incomplete on Wilson's card. Decision time for Dennis. 4th and 2.
Yeah, this is a decision to be made.
He's had his way on offense. Full house is in. Rolling the dice. He's also had his way on defense recently, so be thinking not so bad to pin him back. Not a team that goes up top for big plays often. Aaron Jones, of course, can get one. 4th and 2.
Let's see what Justin does defensively here. Be a bold call to guess pass.
Guessed wrong. Again, 3 men in zone. Touchdown. Julio Jones, 3-yard reception from Russell Wilson.
Was that complete guess right?
Guessed wrong.
No.
Oh, what was it? Yeah,
right.
It was. Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All the way across the board. Even double teamed. So going for 2 now. Full house. Linebacker Ingram, he gets it, and it's a 21-18 game. Ingram with a nice right running card.
What a nice comeback by Dennis to get back in this game. Just a field goal game now.
Cincy's early offensive success, we talked about some favorable dice. Going to have to come up with the play calling here. There's some good play calling of course, too. But sort of stalled out. Let's take a look at the.
They've only had 1 possession in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah. So Cincy, hasn't had much. 2 men in zone there, incomplete, almost an INT.
Is that a look in?
We did not catch if it was a look in.
Yeah.
It won't tell us right here.
Another two men in look in zone.
2nd and 10. Off tackle, guessed right. Seattle is dialed in on D. Barnett makes the play. 3rd and 8. Dobbins stays in on this 3rd and 8. Let's take a look at his abilities here. He is a 4-pass block.
5.
That's helpful.
5 carries left. Non-tired.
He can catch a short pass. Short pass, Edelman. He's double teamed. It is intercepted. Marcus May makes the pick. Seattle with a chance for the return.
This is remarkable now.
He fumbles. Who's got it? Oh, it's picked up by Cincinnati at their own 20.
Oh my! Oh, what a turn of events! Wow.
So it's a do-over for Cincy.
Yeah,
Fresh set of downs at their own 20.
What kind of mentality do you have if you're Cincinnati now? This is interesting.
Maybe one of those rare long passes, look-in pass. One man there gets 4. 2nd and 6.
I gotta hand it. Cincinnati is just sticking to their game plan.
It's true. Very true. Good point.
I don't see any variance in their play calling. It's just very consistent.
And there's a 7-yard gain and a first down. Very true.
Which says something for his mental stability, because this is an emotional game we play. Not so much as when it was face to face, but it's still you're still affected by the momentum and the luck of the draws here. So it's very interesting to see how each coach plays it.
Sure is. That's a first down 3-yard run. Jones's card can disappoint here and there, but it's nice to see no losses there. And of course, he already hit that 75-yarder today. He's got some huge pops.
The 19-yard line.
2nd and 7.
Fourth quarter. 3-point game.
Here it is. That's right. And Cincinnati has the lead. It may not feel like it if you're the Bengals coach, but you do. Yeah. And you have the ball too. 6 yards makes it a 3rd and 1, a big one from the Cincinnati 40. It'll be even more interesting if he doesn't convert here, but this 3rd and 1 is interesting enough.
I'm calling a linebuck Rivers.
Too tight. That 6 center would help that linebuck that Duke has called for.
Yeah.
Seattle has been bringing up a linebacker into the running zone with frequency.
Yeah.
Flat pass. Guess correctly. One man there. And it's a linebacker in zone. It's a first down either way, and it's going to be 5 yards. That's certainly good enough. Adams makes the catch. TJ Watt can't make that play. First down, Cincy.
Interesting. 3rd and 1, and he threw a flat pass. Okay. What does Duke know?
You know, only the coach knows whether it's 2-down territory, you know? And that's going to dictate.
And he ain't telling anybody.
2 men are there, guessed right. Whose card does it go to? It goes to the defensive card, and it's a loss of 4. Been some yards over on Rivers' card. 2nd and 14. Bit of a hole. Sticking too tight. Dobbins still in there.
Hopkins on an end run.
Dobbins. He got him guessed wrong, but again, 2 men in zone. Incomplete. Again, going the defensive card. Almost an interception. 3rd and 14. 2 great defensive calls here to start off this series of downs. Putting 2 men in zone, and you're playing a lot of small ball. Small ball.
That would have been a short gain on Rivers' card, wouldn't
it? 4 would have been guessed wrong. It would have been some yards. Yep. Let's see. I don't know if it would have been. You get 7 yards here on 3rd, setting up a 4th and 7. Is that correct? Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah, would have gotten 10 yards on Rivers' card. Yeah, 4th and 7. Cincy on in prime punting position here. Going to call from corner it. It goes 35 yards. So what does that put? 17-yard line? Yeah, 17 for Seattle. Could be a lot worse for Seattle. Too tight. 12 minutes left. Seattle down by 3 with the ball from their own 17.
Okay, I'm going to make a call again that I made. One of these next 2 calls will be a bomb to Godwin that I didn't get in the first half on my prediction.
That's a reasonable prediction. 2nd and 11 now. How conservative is Cincinnati on defense is a good question. Too tight here.
Very.
Flat pass, Wilson. And it's a 5 white die, and that converts for 14 yards and a first down. Cincy, yeah, very is correct. 4th in the league in defensive long pass men in zone at 0.9 on defense. So they don't leave the zone very often. Or at least they guess it correctly. 1st and 10. Seattle converting that 2nd and 11. Was in a bit of a hole. Flat pass, Max Williams guessed right. 1 man there. Again, the 5 white die and another 12 yards. He died by the flat pass in the first half. He's been living on it these last few drives.
Yep. Approaching midfield and about 10 minutes to play.
Too tight with Wilson. Linebuck Wilson gets wrong 2 yards. Does not get the roll that he's looking for. Sets up a 2nd and 8 from their own 44. Too tight again with Wilson. Again, a non-blitzing 4-3 for Cincy. Play calls roll in. Short pass, guessed right. 3 men. Godwin, defender X, and Darby breaks up the long pass. He's a 5. White die was 5. Incomplete. Would have gone a long way if it was a 6 white die.
If wishes were oceans, we'd all be sailors.
Third and 8. The pass rush for Cincinnati will be thinking about things here, but Seattle's not one to throw right into the teeth of a pass rush typically. They'll typically try to ankle bite a little bit with runs or flat passes, but this time, short pass. Defender X against Godwin. Darby makes the play again on the 5 white die.
2 big plays for Darby, yeah.
And that forces the punt. 57-yard punt, and that's going to be a touchback. So that works out well for Cincy. So some little gleams of light have come into Cincinnati's fortunes here. Not much has gone their way over this last 15 minutes. So
you've got to figure with 8:42 to play, Anthony, I'd say that Seattle can expect to have 2 more possessions, full possessions.
That is what you'd hope for. You know, he's not playing an offense that if this offense does what it wants to do, it's going to hold on to the ball. Flat pass to Edelman and what it's built for. And he gets his 5 yards in a cloud of dust. That's what this team likes to do. Cincy up there in first down, 7th in rushing, 7th in passing, just total quantity, 7th also in time of possession at 52%. He likes to hold on to the ball. Unlike me, unlike even you, Duke, where we tend to, you do have high time of possession, but you're equipped with big plays with Henry. 2 men in zone there, though, makes it 3rd and 4. Again, 2 men. So
this, I don't need to tell you, this is absolutely a monstrous down right here.
Yes, it is.
This Cincinnati is able to take another 2 minutes off the clock if they get a first down here.
Jones in the backfield. Linebuck Jones, guessed wrong, nobody home. Opportunity here. Gets 6 yards, first down.
Okay, let's see what the time is. 6:54. I say it's going to be 5:10 to play if Seattle gets it back.
I'm going to make a stop here to do it. That was an ideal set of downs for Cincy. Those last 3 all ran clock and picked up 12 yards in 3 plays. Looking past 14 yards, gets a little chunk here, out to the Cincinnati 46, 1st and 10.
There was the look hit again, and Dennis had the flats covered with 2 men. Interesting. I'm watching that, trying to figure these 2 coaches out, but they're baffling me, Anthony. If you baffle me like this tomorrow, I'm dead.
mean, if I was coaching, I would just be very worried that since he's going to all of a sudden pull the string here, but they're just not doing it. Flat pass, guess right, 2 men. Whose card?
Yeah,
Offensive card, and it goes to the receiver, 6 yards.
Yeah, that's a big difference there. Boy, Dennis is just flooding those flat pass zones, isn't he?
He sure is. And since he's just refusing to take advantage of it, maybe you really establish it and find the right time and go up top. Maybe just stick with it. It's working. You're running clock. 5:42 left. You cannot argue with Cincinnati's approach here. They're doing what they're setting out to do. Looking past, guessed wrong. 1 man there. Opportunity again for Cincy. Gets 8 yards on first down. Oh, sorry, that was 2nd and 4. Converts a first down up to the Seattle 40. Now getting into scoring range.
And there's the look-in pass again. Wow. Okay, now let's go into Dennis's brain now. Do you put 2 men in the look-in zone again here on 1st and 10? What do you think?
Sure.
And guess run?
Yeah, guess run, flood him. Yeah.
No, he didn't put him in, but
and it didn't cost him much, gain of a yard. But yeah, he didn't put him in, and it's like a short yardage defense every time, right? Flood as a 3-4 guy.
Less than 5 minutes. I told you that first down was going to knock off 2 minutes at least, and it's knocked off 2.5 minutes.
Has not faced a 3rd and long yet on this drive. Does he face one now on this 2nd and 9?
2 men in the look-in zone.
1 man there. 6.
Oh,
right?
1 man.
Yeah. 7 yards. Faces the 3rd and 2. Clutch catch by Edelman. Up to the 32-yard line. You talk about a decision that could be there for Cincinnati. Do you dare take a 6-point lead with 3 minutes left?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be coaching this game. This is a tough call. It's 3rd and 2.
Well, he can avoid it with the right call here, right, Duke? So let's see.
Yeah.
Bucker's not particularly good out here, so it's probably 2 down territory, I'd have to say.
I would go 2 downs.
Line Buck looking for the defensive card. Does he get it? He does, and it's a 3-yard gain, first down. Huge conversion. Another 3-down set of downs to convert.
Monstrous conversion. Monstrous.
Cincy's offense has, I wouldn't call it come to life. It's not like they're exploding.
They are
doing their job. They are fulfilling their mission.
No points in the second half.
8 yard, another clutch catch by Edelman. Guess right.
Edelman is this Brady throwing to Edelman?
Does feel that way, doesn't it? It really does. 2nd and 2, 2:42. Now time is a factor, and it faces a 2nd and short. So this is a pretty interesting play here. Looking past 2 men. Gets for 11 yards. Sorry, Duke, go ahead.
Dennis put the 2 guys in there, but he got the quarterback card.
So he cannot pick up another first down. So his time is officially limited.
Time out there.
Well, I mean, if you commit to another timeout after it.
You're gonna get two timeouts, really.
You're committing to multiple timeouts if you do it before the warning, because this way you have 2 plays to the warning, and so you got to stretch it to 3 or 4 plays to the warning to make that first timeout worth it. So you're committing to timeouts if you take one there, which, some people do, but there's a cost to that. Short pass, Fant, 3 men in zone, guessed right. Does Rivers? No, he does not come up with the completion. And that comes up to the warning now. So no price paid for the incompletion in terms of time.
Ball, though, for Cincy to throw a pass at that stage.
It is. Have we seen a short pass or a long pass? We haven't seen a long pass all game. Have we seen a short pass at all this drive? I don't think so.
No, I don't know if I've seen one in the second half.
2nd and goal now from the 10. We would expect running here, but Dobbins is in the game, and he's a guess wrong specialist. You see a passing posture from the Seattle D, 3-3-5.
And I think he calls run. I think Dennis calls run here.
He can use this linebacker right here to move into zones.
Yeah.
Short pass is guessed wrong. Fant guessed wrong. He has an opportunity with 3 men. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Dennis did call run, but that was a tough call. That was a beautiful call by Cincinnati because the clock, running out the clock would be a thought.
Sure would be.
All his timeouts left though.
So Dennis ended up moving that extra free safety into the zone to flood the zones. Left 3 men there, despite being in the 3-3-5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. So now Seattle has quite the challenge ahead of them. Run down, depending on the situation, maybe grab a quick field goal, maybe not, depending on the situation, and try to cash in on that lucrative onside kick.
Yep.
There are many ways. Mike Davis is in. Let's take a look at his long. That's really what's going to matter here against a 3-2-6. So his long is just 25 yards. So that may not be appetizing enough for Dennis, and it's not. Long pass to Davis, 2 men back, incomplete. Hunting for that 5 again. He's hit it once today on Wilson's card. Cincinnati beat Seattle in the regular season.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And didn't they beat you too?
They did not. Oklahoma is the only team to beat me so far this year.
Oh,
you may become the second team tomorrow. 5-yard gain. Looking for Davis's flat pass long gains. Can't find it. As we take a look at that game, that was 27-19 final. And this one's 28-18. So very similar. 1:30 left for Seattle.
Boy, I'll tell you, when Dennis came back as he did, I really thought he was going to completely flip the table. But Justin really hung in tight here.
Can pass. Nobody's home to Davis. He'll convert that first down. As Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, that's I can't shut it off.
Always like some Kenny. 1st and 10 up to the 38. So looking at that drive from Cincy, it went 13 plays and 80 yards.
Absolutely a critical drive to take the clock off and push over the touchdown. Remarkable coaching job by Justin Nagel.
Absolutely. I mean, all the winds were blowing right in his face. Yeah. And for a good couple quarters. And then to pull that drive out of the hat was just beautifully done. 1 third down conversion after another. Should have checked that stat. Flat pass to Davis. He gets 8 yards. First down on that 3rd and 2.
In the autumn wind playoffs, I had a game where I had to put together a 97-yard drive, and I scored a touchdown on the last second that I needed for the win. That's one of my best drives ever.
You went on to win the championship. Cincinnati 11 for 17 on 3rd downs, 65% clip.
Yeah, he was really clutch. Let's
see how that. Yeah, they finished 45%, 5th in the league in 3rd down. So they're come in, and you can see why. I mean, they probably end up in a lot of 3rd and short situations like they did that last drive. Flat pass, Davis.
I think Dennis comported himself very well, though, in this game. I think he got back in it when I don't know of many coaches that would have been able to hang as tough. He was very patient the way he got back into the game, and but for and he never got that other break that the breaks kind of as far as the turnovers went Cincy's way. One more that would go Seattle's way could have changed the final score here.
Definitely could have. I mean, the game was in doubt. 5-yard pickup, can't get out of bounds. Oh, gets out of bounds. Sorry, it's a 5-way tie. Gets out of bounds. So up to the 34, not in the range where you're going to try to kick that field goal, but you might just want to start going deep. Let's see, 37-30. Might be the time where you just start chucking it. And if you're not successful, take your chance on a field goal, so you get a couple yards on a must run. Waiting for the defense from Cincy. It goes nickel. Mike Davis in the backfield. Hardman, the 4th receiver. Flat pass, Davis. The man is there, incomplete. Takes us down to 30 seconds. Some point here, you got to chuck it or kick it.
Yeah, I think you gotta go deep here. Throw it to Jones against the 6.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Hope for the receiver on the if 2 men are back there.
Onside kick.
Long pass. Only 1 man back there, but he'll make the play. The 4 makes the play and stops a 29-yard gain. 22 seconds left. Yeah, and here's Sly. Not particularly good out here, and he missed it. So that'll do it. Cincinnati headed to the Frozen Tundra championship game. Took a 21-0 lead, held on for the 28-18 win.
That was a fun game to watch.
It sure was. We will see if the guys would like to join. Dennis says good game. Justin says great game. That makes sense. I'll see if we'll have a interview. In the meantime, let's take a look at some stats.
Yes, you're big on stats, and so am I, Anthony.
So that big one, that 65% third down efficiency, which especially came into play in that last drive. How many third downs were converted? We could go back and count them if we wanted to, but that was big.
Got the yardage almost dead even.
See, Seattle had a pretty sizable yard per play advantage.
And time of possession advantage.
Indeed. Cincy plotting. Those 2 early picks is really what.
Yeah, he never could fully recover from those, but Dennis really hung tough in that.
But Wilson overall.
Russell had 310 yards passing.
Yeah.
7.2. Those 2 picks, though, are the killers.
Jones and Dobbins.
Oh, there's that awesome Jeff Wilson with 50 yards and 6.3 average.
Gabriel Davis, 12 catches, 156 yards in a losing effort. Fant caught the big TD at the end.
Yeah, that was monstrous. He used him a lot in his in the regular season.
Dobbins, 10 times, 62 yards. Didn't feel like it. I guess he caught a couple of those short gains when we weren't looking, sort of. Yeah, and there you go. It's 11-17 third down opportunities. The game engine picked up on that. And, yeah, controlled the running game. So if you look at what was the long pass? Went for 31. Was that like on a flat pass? That was a long. Where did that long gain come from? I know he hit one long gain just for 31. I forget what the pass type was.
Rivers did?
Yeah, it wasn't long though. I'm pretty sure. It's me or you who will face Cincinnati next week. So, we're not giving away any state secrets here. Just want to take a look at his Stratomatic report. so far this year. We have a joiner here. 0 long passes so far in the postseason through 2 games for Cincinnati. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm doing good.
So you gave a great effort.
So great comeback.
That one drive at the end. I mean,
yeah, I had to pick there and tried to return it. I should have just sat on it, but that's just
low. Yeah, you could have taken that to the house and really flipped the table.
Well, it was already flipped. I mean, it was get the ball there at the 40. All the momentum's my way, and then just those. It's like the first half, and then that last drive was the same thing. Like no matter what I do, I couldn't stop him.
Yep.
And then if you look at the stats, he's great offense, 370 against my 52. So he deserved to win. I do think that it would have been a different story without the picks. Those are not high chance picks. Flat pass, guessed right, one man in zone. I didn't get any of those on Rivers. I think Rivers would be the one to have a higher chance to throw those than Russ. But
yeah, even when he's throwing flat almost exclusively, you still have like a 2 through 4, 11, 12 or something flat pass, right? So Rivers, certainly with a good pass defense that you have, can still throw a flat pass pick.
And I thought that as the comeback was going on, he was doing just very nervous, standing around, not doing anything, not doubling. Like that's exactly where I want my opponent. I want him to just keep doing that same stuff. I just couldn't take advantage of it. I mean, I'd land on his D card when I would run it sometimes, and those 5s and 6s were making plays as they should. But he beat me in the regular season too, so I can't really say that I should have won the game. But I certainly felt that I had a chance, especially as the comeback got closer.
We talked about it. Those turnovers in the first half. You kind of think if there's any balance at all, you're doing give you one there in the second half. But
I got one, but I fumbled it right back.
Yeah, you fumbled. Yeah, but that turns out to be tit for tat, and you didn't really get it.
It was a fun game. It was a good season. I think that he built a really strong team that he doesn't have to. Maybe he doesn't have to go deep so much, but I certainly saw my defense from the third quarter through the last drive of the fourth quarter. That offense can be stopped.
Yep.
Flood the flats, call run, double. Maybe double team sometimes. He on the last drive he did get me calling wrong where I would call. I called pass and he was running or call run.
Tell me,
that happened a few more times there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Tell me, Dennis, what was going on with that look-in zone? It seemed like you knew he was going to throw a lot of look-in passes, and you flooded that zone like in the first half. I mean, you nailed him like 4 out of 5 times or 5 out of 6. I don't know.
I never got that interception. That straight pick on 3. No, I didn't. That wasn't something I knew ahead of time. I just adjusted to what he was doing. So
yeah, because you had a 5 there in the middle that you could cover the flats, but you were covering the look in, and he was relentlessly pounding the look in, no matter how many times you put 2 guys there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did it end up feeling helpless playing defense? You were putting 7-8 men in the box every time. He's throwing flat and he's running and he's getting 3 yards in a cloud of dust and converting first down. He finished 11 to 17 on third down conversions. I mean, did it feel a little helpless on defense?
Even to have, sure. Like I said, the first half and then the last drive of the game, I couldn't do anything to stop him. But even to have 17 chances, even to have 17 third downs is crazy.
He got the ball back on that last possession with, let's see, that let for his last TD.
And that third
8:42. 8:42 left.
I called pass and flooded the flats. Aaron Jones ran it at the middle on the 9.
Yep.
That's a 0. So
yep.
I think if I would have called it a little bit better on that last drive, I would have got the ball back.
No, but I thought, you know what, and Anthony, I talked about this. I think you would still call a good game overall. And on that last one at the 10-yard line, I was right with you, Dennis. I would have called run on that play. I thought he was trying to run it out, get it inside the 10, pound it some more. And you guessed run, and I would have guessed run too. So.
Well, J.K. Dobbins got such a good card. I mean, that's why you draft a guy like that. So.
I thought you made the right call there, and I thought you did well overall. And like you said, he got the blocks at the right time, and it was a real battle. It was a fun game for us
Yeah,
to watch.
it was. I mean, it wasn't fun in the first half, but it was fun in the second half.
You really didn't relent. I mean, you never played it in a way that where you thought he was going to pull the string and go deep, or you were in your mind, were you set? Did you know he was playing small ball and that was it, or did you?
Well, as the game went on, like I said, I adjusted to what he was doing. But I think that there were a couple of times I left my free safety home, and I'm like, "What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
He's not going deep.
Yep.
What do you don't do that? Don't leave him there. Move him. Do something. Double. Let it flat." So then once I started doing that, I started stopping him consistently. But you know, what can you do? You can't win every game, and he put a lot of effort into building that team. He's got a lot of good players. A lot of even like his backups are good. You know, he's got. I for the life of me, I don't understand why he's not playing CeeDee Lamb over Julian Edelman. But for his offense, it works because he doesn't really go deep.
Deep, yeah.
Where Edelman is not very good, but Lamb is. I'd have Lamb in there, and I'm sure you guys would have Lamb in there too.
Yeah.
But by doing this, he's avoiding the picks on Rivers' card.
Yes.
You know, picks don't come on the short, they don't come deep. So you know, I like the way he's built this team. I like the way he's calling his games. But I thought I had him. In that comeback. Just didn't get it done. Just didn't close the deal.
Yeah. So. Well, there'll be no repeat of last year's final. That's for sure. Does anybody know? Is this Justin's first time in the final? Does anybody know? I don't have a good.
Pretty sure he joined the league like 4 or 5 years ago. So I don't think I don't remember him being in the Super Bowl. And I usually try to call the games if you're not calling them. So I think this is his first time to make it. Yeah. And he was really bad the first couple of years. He was acquiring assets, you know, selling guys off, doing the old dump and rebuild. So,
as I told Anthony during the game, I in my recollection and playing against Justin, he's a good coach.
Yeah. Good, clean coach. I mean, in conservative, and you got to wonder. I mean, it's me or you next week against him, Duke. You know, is he saving? Is he saving the tricks and the long passes for next week, and going to have us all, game planned up to crowd that line of scrimmage, or does he stick to what got him here?
We'll find out. One of us will find out.
You dance with who you brought, I guess.
All right. Well, thanks for joining, Dennis. Unless you have anything else to add.
No, that's it. Thanks for broadcasting it, and good luck to both of you guys tomorrow.
Well, congratulations on the season, Dennis. And I was telling Anthony that the top 4 teams were, we're all there from 1 to 4. It was nobody snuck in ahead of us.
It's all chalk. So you guys get it done.
So tomorrow night, afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific.
You calling the game tomorrow, Dennis?
Yes.
Okay.
We will see you then.
Put on a show for you, Dennis.
Oh wait, we might have Justin here. Device is not connected. What do I tell him, Dennis? Justin's never joined. It'd be great if you could join us here.
Yeah.
If he can hear us, I think the easiest way to do it is to pick up your phone and click the link in Slack, because a phone will have a camera and a microphone. So just go open your iPhone. If you don't have Slack installed, go to the App Store.
That would be good. Come on, Justin, try to get on here. We want to talk to you.
Yeah, go to the App Store or to the Google Play Store, search for Slack, log in with your email address. If you don't remember your password, click the button that says send me a magic link, and you'll be in. The other option would be to use a laptop. Laptops mostly have cameras and microphones. So if you can click the link on a laptop, you'll be good too.
Hey, Dennis, thank you for that help with the downloading with Vimeo. It tells me that I'm out of storage for this week. Apparently, I'm going to get some more storage next week, and I can download another one of my videos. Does that sound right to you?
I'm not sure. Oh, he says I have a cam, but it's saying I don't. It's got a slash through it. It probably has a little thing that says you have to allow it to use it. So you have to click the allow to use, maybe a little small window on the side. Click on settings. Click on camera, and then have it point to what camera you're using. Click on audio. Make sure you're using the microphone that you're set up for. The bottom is a settings button, little gear.
It'd be great to talk to Justin.
Yeah, that would.
He's trying. He see the chat. He's trying to get in.
Because it's a very unique strategy. And the one thing we all have in common, Dennis, while we have you here for an extra minute, is that all of us, all four of us, were at the very top of the league in calling pass on defense. Interesting. That's like the only stat we all have.
And I told Anthony I was
that we did not call run that often.
I thought you called a lot of run, Dennis.
Well, today, yeah, because I he can nail you with them. He can nail you with those long runs from Dobbins and from Jones.
Well, fortunately, Anthony won't have to worry about Derrick Henry. I'm going to hardly run him at all.
That'll show him.
Yeah. That'll teach him.
Yeah. Please do. Passes called. Yeah. Right there. Cincy, Seattle. So we were 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the league in total passes called on defense. Right, wrong, you name it, just total passes called. And best run, we were same exact pretty much lineup. 4 out of the bottom 5. Yeah.
Flip side.
You see Cincinnati, very low double team attempts called too. See, just a very, very conservative approach, relying on those ratings that he's built up over the years. Started a call. Don't know what that means.
Come on, Justin, show us how good you are and get on here.
Can you see this, Dennis?
Call ended. Try clicking the link with your phone, in your phone, Justin.
The link to the
Slack
broadcast,
link.
yeah, in general, in the general.
Anything, Anthony? Can you send him a link of any kind?
Yep. Okay. Any of us can, I would imagine. Let's see here. Where'd he go? Oh, yeah. Just go back to here.
If he opens that up on his phone, boom, he's in. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off.
All right.
Justin, good
Thanks,
luck next
Dennis.
week or whenever you guys play.
Tomorrow.
And,
Tomorrow, 1 o'clock.
Good luck to Justin and against whoever he plays against you guys. I already wished you guys good luck.
Oh, here he is. Justin.
There we go.
Right.
Hey.
He told you the phone's the easy way to go.
That's very easy. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, have you
Well
heard
done.
Good job, Justin. You're awesome.
Is
Thank
this your
you.
first Super Bowl
Okay.
appearance?
I'm sorry.
Is this your first one?
No. Damon beat me about 2 or 3 years ago.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Very
okay.
good.
Yeah,
Very
I probably called that game and I forgot about it.
Yeah.
So
I
have
think
you
he
heard
beat
us
me by
talking?
like 8 points? It wasn't much of a game though.
Have you heard us talking about this game?
No, I haven't. I'll on the phone with Dave Gabbard actually.
Ah,
Oh, to get the
we
Slack
were
in?
bad mouthing you, Justin, so don't worry about it.
I'm sorry.
We were bad mouthing you. You don't want to hear it.
You can go back and watch it later. So Dave helping you get on the broadcast or just talking to him in general?
No, I've known Dave for a long time.
A good deal. Well, you got this over him now, so you can show
Yes, I
off
do.
your beating me in the playoffs. So
well, we've been talking about how you stuck to your guns on offense and defense. Really, I mean, you stayed very conservative. Didn't really go off script. Were you challenged in your mind to start taking some chances on defense?
I thought once it was 21-18, I thought the game was over. I thought I was losing at that point. I consider you like the best strat player in the US.
oh please, that's why I'm getting my butt kicked.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, he only wins 4 out of 5 leagues that he's in.
Stop.
So.
Okay, on that note,
right.
I'm out of here, guys. I'll talk to you later. No, I really got to go though. Congratulations, Justin. Nice job.
Thank you, Dennis.
See you, Dennis.
About my defense, it's tough. That 0 outside linebacker and that 4 outside linebacker, it's tough to call. Really,
You cover him well, though.
Yeah. I'll vacate that look-in zone and throw that 6 outside a lot, and just try to do the best I can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just saying, I remember playing you in the past, and I've always thought you're a good coach, and you've coached different rosters different ways. I think you're one of these guys that adapts your style, your game plan to the personnel you put on the field.
Right. Yeah, I've been playing Strat for a long time. This is Frozen Tundra is my first computer league. I've been in that about 4 or 5 years now. To be honest, all my other leagues were face to face with like Dave Gabbard and a few other guys. It was a 12-man league, so very easy to build a roster. But this league's just so much more fun and so much more competitive.
So you built this roster, and you acquired Rivers, right, in the offseason. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, I traded a 3rd and 4th round pick for him.
Okay, so you had all these great guys.
Someone.
Yeah. Who were you shopping for? How'd you end up with Rivers?
I was looking for any quarterback I thought that could get me to the playoffs. I knew I had a team that could get me there. It's just I was one quarterback away. And
you seem to play him a little bit conservatively. You don't want to get the picks on his card, which I tell you what, he's had a lot worse picks than he has now, right? Over the years.
Oh, yeah.
So this is kind of a good year for him, but still playing him pretty conservative. You probably noticed in the last game we're talking about what you threw 11 long passes all year long, I think. So what are your thoughts around that? You just trying to avoid INTs? That's a good strategy.
I mean, I just play a very conservative game. Just try to keep it close and try to win the game at the end. I think picking up J.K. Dobbins in the draft was huge. Great card, and he just gives me a lot more carries. In this league, you need probably about a good 30 carries to crunch out a game.
Yeah, for sure.
And with him, Aaron Jones, it's a great combination.
What'd you think about Dennis crowding those looking pass zones today, flat pass zones? What was your thought?
Yeah, I think
we're getting around that.
I think he hit me probably at least 3 or 4 times with 2 guys in the zone.
At least
he's tough to play against. I was really worried about throwing short against him because I noticed he had 3 guys with like at least 8 or 9 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like in this league, if you get sacked, that's you're punting the ball, Mm-hmm. So I tried to avoid the sacks.
Yep, and you did. You have a pretty good pass rush yourself.
I do. Zadarius Smith and then Chase Winovich, I think. That's pretty much all I have, though. Really.
Yep.
I might have one other. I think that's about it, though.
So that last drive, you're coming down. You decide to throw the short pass to Fant. I think that was a 2nd and goal from the 10. And those short passes were honestly a break of that was your version tonight of breaking character, right? Not running, not throwing flat, but throwing short. So you just decided to go for the jugular there? You're like big go home, or did you have any of the thoughts?
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to settle for a field goal and let him go down field and win by 1 point.
Yep.
Wasn't going to happen. I'd rather throw an interception and lose by 4.
Yeah, totally.
We
were talking about that when you were at the 32. So when you're on that drive, you're at the 32, you faced a 3rd and 2. And we were talking about whether you would have gone for it on 4th down.
100%. After, Butker's a great field goal kicker, but if you look at his card, I think from the 22, he's like, 2 through 6 maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. And you don't get a big upgrade until you get inside the 22, right? I mean, he's really good long.
Right.
but not so much from the 40s.
Yeah. I like 2 through 10 back to the 32. If you can get one of those, that's solid.
Yeah, for sure.
The one play I thought that really won me the game was that turnover when he tried to advance. What was it? An interception?
Interception.
So that was huge.
That was huge. He would have had the ball in your territory, and you got a fresh start. I don't think you did much on that drive afterwards, but you punted it away. You got field position, and eventually came back with the big touchdown drive. What other thoughts do you have for the game, if any?
I'm just pumped to beat him and to beat what is it, Jason or Michael Owens? Two great teams, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like I do this every year. I don't get to the Super Bowl, but I've got a good foundation. I coach pretty well, and I just try to win a game or two in the playoffs.
Did Seattle take you out last year?
Man,
I think so. It wasn't me.
it was. There were two 16-0 teams.
Yeah, you beat San Francisco.
I beat one of them, and then
you beat San Fran.
Then you beat him.
You beat San Fran. Then I think you lost to Seattle. Then I ended up beating Seattle in the final.
Okay, so you and I took out the two 16-0 teams.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So revenge. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you lost to Seattle last year. That's excellent. Duke, any more thoughts on your side? Questions?
I was curious, and I asked Dennis the same question. It seems like Dennis had his weaknesses were his outside linebackers, but he was constantly putting two men in zone in the look-in pass, and you kept throwing the look-in pass. What was going on there? I was trying to think, is he going to go flat? But no, Dennis kept, and he caught you like 4 out of 5 times sometimes with two men in the look-in. What was going on there?
Probably a brain fart on my end, just not thinking. But it worked out.
Okay.
So
I thought there was something I'm missing here, you know?
No, and that's what I started to say before. To be honest, playing the face-to-face league, I knew all those rules. We had rules meetings every year, and I knew those rules freaking inside and out. This computer game, like flush from the pocket and all that, I have no clue on half of these rules.
Mm-hmm.
So I just play to the best of my ability and let the dice decide the game.
Sure.
Well, talking about face-to-face, I started playing with the 1968 set in Stratomatic. So that's how long I've been playing. And I played face-to-face up until, 10 years ago.
Okay.
So I know what you're saying. And we had these rules meeting, just where we'd actually, I would get the hotel and we'd get a room, and it would be a 2-day affair where we'd come up with these rules that were really sophisticated. I mean, it was a different game than Stratomatic, because we didn't like the idea that when it went on the defensive chart that you didn't had a right and wrong there. It was just the rating. So we had all kinds of different charts than they had in Stratomatic, and it was a good long league. And there's a lot of guys that are still in this league that played with us in face-to-face going back over 40 years.
That's awesome. Yeah, my
Gary Nagata, Paul Mankiewicz, Rick Byrons, those are all guys that we played face-to-face with. Dave Will, Mike Ramos, all those guys were in our league 40 years ago.
That's awesome. Yeah, my first experience with Strat football was I had the number 1 pick in the draft that year, just a new member into the league, and I got to choose between Ronnie Brown, the running back for the Dolphins at the time, or who was the linebacker for San Diego?
Sao?
Oh, it was Suey.
Sao?
Sao, Junior Sao.
Not Sao. Oh, gosh. Merriman.
Started with an M.
It was Sean Merriman.
Merriman.
Yeah, and I took Ronnie Brown, which probably didn't work out too well for me.
He had some good cards here and there.
Yeah.
Well, you're a great addition to the league, Justin, and it's great to see you put a face to the name. And congratulations, beating Dennis Crowley is pretty amazing. He is an outstanding.
Coach, those flat pass interceptions I had, just got lucky.
Luck is the residue of design, Justin.
Well, we were talking about this, Justin. How often did the 3 come up when he was throwing flat pass today? He must have had 3 short gains on his own card in the second half, flat pass right, that were rolled on the 3. And then, of course, he had all the 3 interceptions early in the game. It must have been 5 or 6 threes on flat passes, one after another. And
right.
he built his comeback on it, right? But you built your lead on it.
Sure. Yeah,
yep.
I think did I win the turnover battle, I guess?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
I guess 2-0, really, because the one
3-1, so 2-0.
Yeah, that other one was a flip-flop, so it doesn't count.
Which gave me a first down. I think it was third and 15 at the time of that interception.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's true. That was
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was huge.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Well, congrats again. We will see you
Well,
next
thank
week.
you.
You're going to face either me or Duke.
All
You're
right.
looking at your potential opponent right here.
I appreciate you. You broadcast one of my games about 3 years ago. I think that year I made it to the Super Bowl against Damon, and you were talking about how I think I was 8-8, and I was just rolling through all these good teams to make it. So, but good luck to you.
That's the best way to do it, by the way. The best way is to sneak in as a wild card and then
Right.
try to get the Super Bowl, because if you don't win, then you get this good draft position. You know,
Absolutely.
it's the best of both worlds.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, hey, good luck.
Have a good night, guys.
Good work, Justin. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you.
All right, Cincinnati advances to the final, and we'll have the second semifinal tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. Congrats, Justin.
Take care. Thanks.
Bye now, guys.
See you guys.
See you, Duke.
Thanks, Anthony. Great job.
Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Bye now.
Anthony, what's your phone number? I want to talk to you about the draft.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Send it to me.
Yep, you got it.
Okay. See ya.
Yep, see ya.